Alright, kiddos, let's focus on it. Okay, focus. It's time. Let's practice. And let's listen. Because I'm giving you techniques, I'm giving you strategies, I'm giving you ideas about how to face the little puzzles that you might not have gotten to yet in your hands. Okay. You guys chose which side? Believe. What is the technique I give you a half point on if you just start at the right way?
Put it down.
And if you guys haven't done these examples, you might still not realize why. Here's the dealio. If you right away start like writing stuff, and if you do something wrong, then you don't really know what was there to begin. So if you rewrite it, you can start messing with him. At least you know where you started if you need to start all over again if maybe you made a mistake. Okay. What did you multiply the left-hand side by? Top bottom. Top bottom, right? Same? Yes. Are you putting parentheses so you don't do anything illegal and kill some poor little unassuming seal? What do you multiply this one by? Top bottom? Yeah, he needs the other one, right? So I need to multiply by cosine. What'd you get on top? 1 plus sine theta times 1 plus sine theta. How do you square it? 1 plus sine squared. Good. 1 plus, you guys FOIL? All over, yeah. That's why I we gotta be real. That's a line lesson too, let's keep going. So, sine squared plus cosine squared is?
1.
And 1 plus 1 is?
2.
Wait a minute, they both have 2's. What can I do with the 2?
Factor it out.
Yeah, you see it? What happens to the 1 plus signs over the 1 plus signs?
Could it?
They reduce. And 2 over cosine is, go look. You can look at the other side. You can cheat and see what's over there and say, who is he? What's the formatting? How do I finish my problem? How do I say, ooh, I got it? Hold on. Write it first. Draw a little stick man who's happy. Draw a little rubber ducky like George Corey. Or be amazing and show that you know Latin. Quote error demonstrative. That's Q-U-O-D. Next word, E-R-A-D, I think. And then D-E-M-O-N-S-T-R-A-T-U-N. Something like that. I'm spelling quote error demonstrative. Demonstrative, thus it has been demonstrated. What? That kind of makes sense. Latin is a part of English, or English. Anyway, what side did you choose? Did anybody get the left side to work? Not there yet? Alright, well hold on, wait. First step, word half point. What do you do? Even tomorrow when you're working on it in your groups, make sure the formatting is right. Yes. Can group things take longer? You gotta have someone, at least one person in your group, keep your guys on track and be like, no, let's get back to it. No, let's keep going, right? Or else it'll be a struggle for some. I'm not looking at anyone in particular. Okay, so what did you guys do? What's something you tried?
I tried to take the cosine and put it like over 1.
Alright, we have I think about 2 options from what I'm hearing. Either go after the tangent right now and change him, or go after a common denominator. What do you guys want to do?
Common denominator.
Okay, so let's go that way first. Now, do you realize we could have done either?
Yeah.
You want common denominator, so we're going to multiply him by top bottom.
1 minus 9.
Question, are you going to like it if you don't write parentheses? No. That's an ass face. Doesn't say so. Okay. Now what?
That's sine of x. The 1 minus 9.
Are we supposed to do that first? So you guys are skipping a little bit, and that's okay, because you've been working on it, but some others haven't gotten as
The cosines
Cosines?
Yeah.
Plus, you can put the tangent of x. That's minus negative sine.
Okay, so we're gonna plug in tangent now. Is it time? So tangent is question. Why am I only putting one negative with sine over cosine? Why not two?
because it has negative and negative.
Yeah, if I need a tangent to be a negative, if I put it in both, like Sean said, negative over negative would be a positive. I'd be in trouble. This is just the numerator, right? Why would I change the denominator also?
Because the bottom of the.
I don't want tangent, do I?
No.
I want to go all the way back to sine to cosine. That's what you did yesterday. Anything jump out?
The cosines cancel out in the numerator.
Good, they reduce down. Right? Reduce to 1. So that makes my numerator nice. Negative sine of x. A question. Is there something I should be doing in that denominator?
You better get rid of the 1.
I have options. We could either use my little cheater trick
Oh.
Wait,
to say simplifying complex fractions, you can multiply top and bottom by the little guy who's stuck there, which is cosine. Or you could just look here and say, hey, let's get him cosine over cosine, and then work with it. You guys want a big cosine over cosine or a little cosine over cosine? I heard both. Who say big? Who say little?
wow.
Alright,
No fans are
who
showing
wins?
up. No fans.
I like the big, it's easier, but if you don't get it, that's alright. The little will work too.
I think the little one is better. I mean, the big one is better
I know, me too, but
because of where you want to get.
if they don't get it. Yeah. So I'm just gonna show this way works too, but those of you that like the big, do the big, 'cause it's better. Just distribute on the bottom.
No, that's good.
I know.
That's pretty good.
I know, I know what you do. Okay. You're not showing them more than one way works though. Because if they're alone on the final, they need to have a way that comes naturally to them. So I end up with negative sine over cosine minus sine all over cosine. I get common denominators, so I can put it together. Remember, it stays the same. Yeah. Now it works. It does work, but now I have to face simplifying a complex fraction. So that's all right. That's all right. Going back old school, algebra 1-ish. Question. If you were to face a complex fraction, where's the division sign? Is it here or is it here? It's the first one. We could put this sine of x like over 1 if we wanted to. Then we could say divided by or times the reciprocal. I don't show this one very often because I don't like it, but it does work. Remember, division is multiplying by the reciprocal. So now what do I do? Combine. When you're multiplying fractions, you just go straight across, right? So negative sine, cosine. Sometimes this happens. It depends on how you do the problem in what order. Kiddos, we're there, but we're not. How do I deal with the negative?
Can we pull it out?
Kind of. I don't want to multiply by negative because that denotes like there's another side and there's not.
You can just flip all of them.
But you can think of factoring out a negative, pull out the negative. And then if I pull out a negative down here, what's going to happen to the signs on the inside? They're going to flip. Then what happens to my two little negatives? Yeah, so think of factoring out a negative 1 from the top bottom. On the top it just pulls away because it's all multiplying. On the bottom it factors out at both terms. Now I can say, hey, that's sine of x, cosine of x all over sine minus cosine, negative cosine plus sine. It's the exact same. Yeah.
If
big version, you wouldn't have had to do this weird flippy thing. Because
So it's okay to do that, right? Just
Yeah. it works. What the reason why everyone, not everyone, but Luke and a few others were saying heads to the big one is because this would have gotten straight here, and this would have distributed, because that wouldn't be there, and you'd get the cosine, and then you would get cancel the sines. You would have gotten the effects. That's what this does. No stress if that way doesn't come naturally. No stress in the sense that you don't have to do it that way. Which is why I went ahead and showed it the old-fashioned basic way, because it works. Were these a little bit intense?
Yes.
Yeah, that one's even more intense than the other one, right? It's intense. But we got it. However, on these ones, especially on like the tricky puzzle ones, is it always easy to get it by yourself? No. Is it always easy to get it the first time? No. But how is that a life lesson too? Yeah, keep trying.
Push.
How many people are perfect the first time? None of us, right? None of us. Me included. You're not always going to be perfect the first time, and sometimes you're going to get stuck and need to ask for help. Another life lesson. Okay. Moving on. This one's short, but it requires a knowledge of an identity to make it easy.
Oh, because it's a.
Let's go tangent.
Co-functions. If you know your formula, tangent of a complementary angle is cotangent of the normal.
Let's choose the right side of the speech.
Yeah, right? Isn't that crazy? Like, how many different ways can you get one? A million times, a million times, a million. Anyway.
How many times can you make one that?
Check out formulas real quick. If you guys are stuck, because it's hard. That's the hard jump, is knowing the formula. Go look under, I see you. Peek over those formulas just in case. There might be an easy one tomorrow that you feel like.
Oh my gosh, do that.
Sorry. I mean, to change one to be like tangent over tangent, and then you could change over tangent to be tangent cotangent, and you could change cotangent to be this one. So you would have to know to do that. Wait a minute, are we done? Almost. Why?
We gotta make them, we have to show it.
Yeah, so how do we show that this is one?
Oh, it's going
Hey, we could use that. We could either make cotan 1 over tan, or we could have made sine over cosine, cosine over sine. Either way, right? But this way, 1 equals 1. Something like that.
And then,
Ready, set? There was something on the desk the other day and I wiped it off with like. How about this one?
oh, wait.
Hot chest.
You guys have such like sour faces right now.
But who is she? Who is she?
Oh, hold on, Miss D. I know this. Hot chest, like, huh?
No, stop. Use your crutch right away. Come on. Later.
Oh, later. I can't do it.
Later, I don't always like your work though.
Special team.
Sometimes it's better than com chat and link, and sometimes it's worse.
That's later.
I don't like com chat all the time either. Where are we choosing, left or right?
It just so happens that.
It just so happens. It just so happens. Do you guys notice what needs to change? Denominator, right? I have a 1 minus sign here, and I have a cosine over there. Is there any formula formula that looks kind of like that. Ooh, sine squared. Oh, but there's no square.
Yeah, it's like sine to the 1.
That's not sine squared. And we're not allowed to square both sides, remember? We're not allowed to go back and forth. Well, hold on. You should be rewriting. We can't square both sides.
But you can do 1
But what
plus sine squared.
can we do?
1 plus sine squared on top and bottom.
Multiple.
Multiply by 1 plus sine squared.
Oh, not squared.
Oh, 1 plus sine. Sorry, okay.
We can multiply by 1 creatively. But why on earth would I choose that?
Because then you get rid of the denominator. You have 1 minus sine squared of it. And you know
Which is noticing denominator is a difference of squares, and difference of squares I get first 1 outer plus sine inner minus sine that cancels. Last negative sine squared. Ooh, there's a square. Look, and I did it legally. Wow. And what else? I know. I think it was somewhat. Yeah, you could multiply, but wait. Why am I just going to leave it and say, hey, doesn't that make it squared? Oh! Right?
Why did
Because the 1 plus sign stayed, but the square root's gone. There must have been a
I distributed it.
Wait,
Why?
wait. But the bottom's wrong.
Oh! Really?
High five. Who is 1 minus sine squared? Is that better?
Oh, I still don't like this.
Oh, that's bad.
I love you. I'm joking. It came out really good.
I'm just kidding, but I heard the oh. Anyway.
I could just get a Yeah, he made it like all one sentence.
I know.
He didn't leave.
Question: What happens with the square root?
Sine.
Oh, so that is just a
Oh
plus
wait,
or minus.
it's different.
It's just a plus or minus.
Kinda. Long story short, when we take the square root of a squared on top and on bottom, so the square root goes to both the top and the bottom, there should be absolute values for both. But sine only goes in between 1 and -1. So when sine is its highest, 1 plus 1 is a positive number, no big deal. And when sine is its lowest, 1 minus 1 is 0, still not negative, no big deal. So even though we could put absolute values, it's kind of double stating, overstating. Double stating? What am I trying to say? Double speak? No, that's not too before. In English, when you have a
Double negative?
yeah. Double positive? No, that's not.
No, but it's always going to be positive. Because you see,
How about double standard? No. Double standard cancels out. What am I trying to say, guys? I don't know.
It's like going
It's unnecessary.
It's so extra.
I think I know what you mean. Because even when the sign, even when the sign is like negative 0.99999,
Yeah.
there's the 1
Sine can
plus.
only go to -1. It'll always be positive or 0. So it's
It's redundant.
redundant. Thank you.
He said redundant like 5 minutes ago.
And I don't even speak English.
I was listening to everybody.
Oh! I understand you.
Okay. He means English is his first language. Right. Come back. However, why does cosine still need them? Because cosine can be a positive or a negative, and I need to keep them a positive. So, anyway, all of that. 1 plus sine of theta over cosine of theta. We don't want to be redundant because that's messy, hence why we took out. Pretend those are all periods. There, thank you. I just okay. Are we done? Question. Anybody who worked on homework, was there a particularly adventurous or fun one that maybe we should look at?
Oh, there is one we need to look at. Boy.
You guys are excited. However, you I'd say in your notes and work out this one, because you might be wanting it when you get to it.
Let's take a gander at
Is this the hour one or is this the half hour one?
This is the hour one.
Woo!
Let's take a gander at
Oh, is
this.
this a work? You spent an hour
I spent over an hour.
on one problem?
He was puzzling. He was going for it.
I think I would give up on 5 minutes.
Oh, look at it. I'm not. I was like about to go and I'm like.
Give up on yeah.
Sean, I'm actually very impressed. That's pretty good.
That's dedication.
There it is. Now, his labor of love is going to be your lifesaver. So here,
So you have to prove that cosine theta. This is number 30.
Oh, yeah.
ooh, it's an even two.
I know. I know that's later. I'm not faithful.
Okay. We're proud of you. Cosine theta.
So cosine theta times cotangent theta all over 1 minus sine of theta. Take that, subtract 1 is equal to cosecant theta. Alright? Honestly.
But wait. Is the point whether you can do it the fastest way or whether you can just get it right? Okay, you want to start by getting it right, and then as you continue mastering it, then you can go faster, right?
Gotcha.
So for you guys, for your level, you're just trying to get it right.
Yeah.
Here we go. What side?
Left.
Thank you.
No, maybe right. We could go with right.
We could. You guys would hate the steps that I would probably start taking because they would come out of literally nowhere.
Oh.
They would seem, I should say, they would seem to come out of nowhere. So I'd have to just start multiplying creatively. Okay.
Make the top cosine squared of theta over sine. Because the over sine is already
He goes,
cosecant.
but I tried that.
We could, but let's do some good.
Let's listen to Sean when he's
Let's take it. How about you take that one? You take that
You want to go for it? Cotangent is cosine over sine?
Because I know
Let's
you're
try-
gonna
let's-
have an
let's take
over
that. Let's
sine.
take that route.
We could either start with, now guys, we had one just like this a second ago. The other one, we started with common denominators. This one, we could start with cotangent. What do you want to do? Common denominator or cotangent? Okay. So in cotangent, I have cosine theta times cosine theta over sine theta all over 1 minus sine theta. We still have a big old minus 1. Can we use my trick this time for the common denominator?
Yes.
Or the simplifying complex fraction to move on. Who's the little guy who's stuck? Sine. Sine multiplied by a sine. And a sine. A big old sine over sine. Now, put parentheses. Or else you're gonna mess up. Any binomials need parentheses. When I multiply on top, what happens with my sine over sine? Ah, look, he's not in the way anymore. And I get, on top, cosine squared.
But didn't you multiply by 1 plus sine? So you get a difference of squares in the bottom.
Just because we're chose such close to overhead. Do you guys want to leave this factored or do you want to multiply it?
No.
Leave it factored? Alright, we'll leave it factored for now. We can always multiply later, right? What do we have to do with that minus 1 now? I mean, we're kind of stuck. Don't we have to get a common denominator? Okay, we have to get a common denominator because they're two different pieces. We got it. This one doesn't have 2 pieces, it just has 1. So it's multiplied by sine theta, 1 minus sine theta. Is that okay? because I need that whole denominator. They have one big common denominator, right? What would you guys do with the other part? Okay, so maybe this negative can come in here and then distribute, right? So we would have negative sign, and then
Oh, that's
See,
nice.
I took a much harder route.
Cosine
did
squared
you
of
start with
theta.
common denominator?
Yeah.
That's
I
one.
did. I'll show you what I did later.
That's one. Cosine squared of theta. That's one.
Cosine squared is?
And then you're gonna cut it. Cut it.
Cosine squared plus sine squared. If I took it over here, it equals 1 according to my identities. So we can change this to be 1, he stays, and then we say
No, I'll get right.
1 over sine!
Yes.
Yeah.
Now hold on, we need to learn from this. We need to learn from this. I know, letting you go. We need to learn from this. What looks easy when I do it?
It's not always
With your input,
It's not always easy.
it's not always easy when you do it. Go home, puzzle through. Not right now, but when you go home, when you work on homework, puzzle through these one by one. You guys can do it. Try something. Don't give up.
Miss D, you're in our group tomorrow. Miss D.
What?
What up, boy?
I'm in every group, aka no group.
Yeah,
You got it?